So what is your understanding of the role of the chairperson of IEBC? Is it about the legal interpretation of presiding over the management of the electoral management body?
That is the role of the IEBC chair, but I've said that process itself, which he's presiding over, has a lot of legal implication and legal documents that are required to be able to carry the process in a credible manner. So that is why you find that that discussion through stakeholders forum resulted in the Constitution requiring that a lawyer be the head of IEBC.
Actually, I think it is the Act, not the Constitution. I don't think the Constitution.
Both of them give the qualifications.
Even the Constitution says the chair of IEBC should be a lawyer. In the Constitution.
No, I'm not very sure, but
okay.
Yeah.
Now, if I say that one of the reasons why we've had conflicts at IEBC, more so between the chair and the secretariat, in this case the secretary to the commission, is because both of them have been lawyers. If you look at the case of Isaac Hassan and Oswako, they were both lawyers, and they end up separating. The second one was Chepukati, may his soul rest in peace, and Ezra Chilop. And they also parted ways along the way. At least there is some semblance of peace now, because it was Chepukati and Marjan, who is a non-lawyer. I'm looking at it in the sense that these are people, everybody interpret the law the way they want. And at some point, they have different opinions. And that is why the previous two CEOs and the chairs have not agreed and had to separate. What would you say of my hypothesis?
I would say the main issues were personalities. It's not because of their profession. However, like you've said, there's no requirement that the CEO must be a lawyer. Maybe that is where we need to make the distinction. If the issue of having two professionals, two people in the same profession, seems to be the problem, which I disagree, because I think those were two personalities who chose to have personal issues interfering with the functions of the IEBC. But if that is the case, then we would have to consider having the CEO not having qualifications as a lawyer. But I still insist that stakeholders forums were carried out and the public was involved, and it was determined by a panel that the best person to lead IEBC would require to have qualifications of a lawyer. So maybe then would have, if that seems to be the problem, then would have then to go through the entire process again of involving the public, the stakeholders, to determine whether now we need to remove those qualifications.
Lastly, you told us you are the managing partner, or you are the sole proprietor of Manegene.
Yes.
And what is the senior most position that you've held in the corporate world, the largest number of people that you've managed in your working career?
While managing the issues of under USAID, it was thousands, because there were so many projects that were happening, which I was the link between the ministry and USAID. So I had to deal with so many of the workers, and within that space, I was not the employer, but there are so many people who are under USAID that needed to report. I needed to report on their projects.
Now,
yes, were these people reporting to you? How many people were?
The heads of the projects were the ones I had dealings with, but also I had to deal with their juniors in terms of the implementation of the projects under USAID. And while in the health sector, I also had dealt with other donors, not just USAID, the CDC, the USTDA, WHO, And the issue is there are so many things that are happening there that it's at one point you are dealing with a group of 100 for dealing with family health. The next thing you are dealing with another group of 1,000 who are dealing with primary health care. So it was quite a number of people in thousands.
Now, your IBC is a big institution.
Yes, it is.
You will be having some 6 commissioners whom you will be working with. There will be a CEO. There will be 9 directors at the commission. There are over 24 managers in IBC. We are having 47 county returning officers. We are having over 290 sub-county, and there will be many stakeholders that you will be managing during the election process.
Yes.
So how is the experience that you've had help you transition to this huge institution known as IBC?
Thank you. And through the chair, like I've said, I handled a high-pressure job while I was a consultant under USAID. And it was just to say, IBC deals with one subject. This one, it was different subjects. Today you are on this one, tomorrow you are on the next one, and all of them I had to find a way to be able to collect all that information and be able to report on it. So for IBC, I think the numbers are manageable, and what you need is to have teamwork and to work with the other commissioners to ensure that you have different people handling different situations, so that the whole job does not rest with the IBC chairperson. It should be teamwork between all the people. I pride myself in being very good at training and giving capacity building, especially to the younger generation, to ensure that you are able to delegate as much of the work to them. Or, of course, making sure that you are able to ensure that the quality is the best.